Welcome in. We're getting this party started. I am no guest tonight, everyone. No guest. No guest. It's just us. It's just us. If you're on LinkedIn and you can see us live, we are getting this party started. And welcome in. The party is over here on TikTok. Party over here on TikTok. That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. And we should have it. What's up, Hot Comb? What's up? What's up? Let's see how we got on audio. Yeah, audio straight.
Let's see how we got audio.
Audio straight. Audio straight. What's up, the passive income? Oh, duplicates. Okay, so I can see us live on LinkedIn. We are talking about breaking into cybersecurity. Once again, I love it. I can't get enough of it. I can't get enough of this topic because there's just so much to unpack. And the current state of the industry is in an issue status. So we have issues. We have plenty of roles to fill, and we're having issues filling them. How do we resolve this issue? We know folks need to be skilled up. We know folks need to be powered up, need their confidence boosted. We need more of the folks who are emerging in the space to become established. We know folks are going to get education. We know they're getting degrees. We know they're getting certifications. We know that there are certification paths out there for people. Vendor-specific certifications. The certification bodies that come out with their paths. But yet we still have noise. Yet we are still lost. Yet we still don't know how to break in. Still getting jammed up with that resume. Still getting jammed up on that interview. Still getting jammed up with the mentorship piece. It's a problem. There are plenty of roles to fill, and the qualifications for these roles are not low. They are not low. The qualifications are what they are. And the competition for these roles is fierce. It's fierce. You're going against self-starters, go-getters. What's up, DJ B-Sec? What's up, Richard? What's up, Chucky's? What's going on, Asan? I see the question in there. What's up, Kid? What's up, Dave Tech? What's going on, everybody? Welcome in, welcome in. We are streaming live on LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitch, and of course, TikTok. The action is over here on TikTok side of the house. So if you want to request up, you want to interface with me, I'm welcoming folks up. This is not the Nate Show. I've been doing my best to involve the community, connect in with the community. My latest efforts have been leaning in to LinkedIn. You can see me over there taking action, meeting new folks. I already have a big network of IT, cybersecurity, and it's now, because of these efforts, growing. So what does that mean for everyone here? That means we're going to get even more guests. That means that we're going to get more content, more topics, more perspectives. And that's what I aim for. That's what I'm aiming for. I want to do ethical hacking. I don't know from where to start. You need to get yourself into a community where there are folks with like-minded brains. You need to go chat with them. You need to leverage YouTube University. Look at a day in the life of an ethical hacker. And you need to understand if that's something you truly want to do. And if that's a green light go, then you can start to hunt for individuals who are doing the thing that you want to do, having the responsibilities. Well, where do I find them? They're all over the place. They're waiting on you. They're on LinkedIn. They're waiting on you. They're waiting on a message. They're tunneled vision on work and just waiting for you to knock at the door. You got to do your due diligence. You have to tap into your own network to find out who they are. You have to get on platforms like this and get connected in with some of the resources that are available. You have to introduce yourself within these discords, these platforms. You have to ask questions. You have to tell folks what you're trying to do. That's the step. Those are the steps you take. And the reason that you take those steps is because it's going to save you so much time when it comes to trying to figure out the certification path, when it comes to figuring out whether you need a degree, when it comes to figuring out the next right action. I'll say it again. When it comes to, it'll help you figure out the next right action. Everyone's next right action may be different. It fluctuates. Not everyone has the same next right actions, mainly because we're not robots. We weren't all built the same. We were built differently. We come from different backgrounds. We have different skill sets. And you need to leverage all of that. You need to understand. You need to surface up those skills that you have, that you want to leverage to break into whatever you want to do. What's up, DJ B-Sec? How you doing? Welcome to the Nate Show. It's definitely not the Nate Show. Definitely not the Nate Show. I'm getting the party started, that's for sure. I am making the connections happen. I am bringing the worlds together. I am making the world smaller and making us connected. I am merging the established and the emerging folks, filling that gap. And that's why I need people who are emerging in the space, come up, come chat, ask questions, talk about your journey, where you are, where your gaps are. Specific is terrific. That's what my boss always says. I'm gonna get my boss on here, by the way. That's coming. That's coming. I've already threw the slow pitch in. He cracked it. He was like, "Yeah, Grand Slam. I'll show up. I'll show up." And I can't wait. I can't wait for you all to meet some of the people that I have lined up. I got some haymakers coming through. Check my TikTok. Check my LinkedIn. LinkedIn is so beautiful. I don't know why I haven't been on there sooner. It's beautiful. The quality there is grade A. Grade A. I can't wait to bring some of these LinkedIn folks, these people that are not on TikTok. And I've been trying to play around with how I'm going to play it. So, do I invite them to TikTok and say, hey, create an account? Because if they're not on TikTok today and they try to create an account, they can't just jump on a live, not on a panel. It don't work like that. You got to have an account for X amount of time. You got to have some activity before TikTok will allow for you live access. So it's not that simple. Okay. So if we can't get them in with a snap of a finger, how do we get them in? And I've been playing around with some ideas. I have some ideas. Of course I have some ideas. I'm a solution architect. Of course I have some ideas. Welcoming folks up to come chat. Several people have walked in. Party is over here on TikTok, but LinkedIn has a couple of live viewers. What's up, LinkedIn? How y'all doing? Twitch has 1 live viewer. What's up, Twitch? How you doing? YouTube has a goose egg, 0 live viewers. YouTube is doing poor. What's up, Seeknay? Welcome in, welcome in. What's up, Fred the Creator? What's up, the Stool? GP, Richard, y'all welcome in, welcome in. Rakim. If I mispronounce your name, please correct me. I don't want to mess that up. TikTok is now American, so they need to get over the I'm being watched. Got to do some Zoom meetings. There you go, J Rock the House. You read my mind. You read my mind, brother. J Rock the House. You are. So my LinkedIn is the same handle as my TikTok. Nate Butler explains. And J Rock the House has impressed me, y'all. He has absolutely impressed me. Like, one day he gets on the live and he's like asking these questions, being vulnerable, putting himself out there. And then he goes off. And then I spin up another live. And here comes J Rock the House, ready to ask some more questions. He gets in front of a Cloud Tech exec, asking questions. He pops up. He puts himself out there. He talks about things that he has going on. He interfaces. What's up, Cyber T, with me? A previous guest, welcome in. He interfaces with cyber secrets, tech food, getting guidance, and PhD level students, PhD doctors in the space. Doctors in the space. We had a doctor show up in cybersecurity. J Rock the House, learning, getting taskers from them. It's beautiful, y'all. It's beautiful what we're doing over here. It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. You're right, bro. And how long you been in tech, Nate? It's been over a decade. And longer than that. I mean, I was a young pup. I was a young pup when I first touched a piece of tech. I'm just kidding. Ever since I was young, I have always been figuring things out, breaking tech, building it back up, natural engineer. I'm just natural. And I've stuck with it. Ever since high school, I shadowed the IT coordinator, fixing computers, imaging, troubleshooting, you name it. It was just one person for the whole district. I come from a small town, about 5,000 population size. Everyone knows everyone. And I went to college. I did the college thing, got the bachelor's, got the master's in computer networking and telecommunications. And I started working in the space. My first real job, my first technical job, I was a provisioning technician. Big River Telephone, Cape Girardeau. Learned a lot. It gave me opportunities, put myself out there, did my internship with them. They got me right. They got me right. Yeah, I'm 37. 37, y'all. 37. DJ B Sex, it's young. He young. Uh, what's up? So this is not me, just me, y'all. So feel free to request up. Y'all want to chat? This is how do you break into cyber? I love this topic because there's so many different issues out there, and it's repetitive. There's a pattern. I found the pattern. People are getting jammed up in the same spots. If it's not your resume, it's your interviews. If it's not your interviews, it's your skills. If it's not your skills, it's your hunger, your motivation. If it's not that, maybe you're blackballed. No, I'm just playing. I don't know. I think you can be blackballed in this industry in IT, technology, cyber. I think the community is very small. If the word gets around that you are not good to work with, then they will say that you're not good to work with. So, and that's why you have to always put your best foot forward. And that's why you have to always be approachable, be nice to folks. You know, treat people how you want to be treated, type of thing. It goes a long way. Respect goes a long way. It'll get you so far. How you go from analyst to manager, is it even possible? 100%. Anything's possible, but not for everyone. My guidance, I try to slow these conversations down as much as I can. It's very difficult, y'all. We're on a platform, and some of the answers that we deliver on these platforms are for the masses. It's generally speaking answers. And it's difficult. So is it possible to go from analyst to manager? 100%. For you, I don't know. Got to know more information. What you got going on? Do you have leadership qualities? How deep into analyst are you? Are you actually doing engineer work? Have you done some leadership? Even if you weren't the official leader, you stepped up and took lead on a project? Do you have a numerous scenarios where this has occurred? Look at AWS's leadership qualities that they talk about. Go look at what it takes to be a leader in tech. Do you have those qualities? Are you intentionally working on those qualities? If you're not, then the odds of you being able to transition into a managerial role is limited. It's limited. We got action. I'm gonna let you up. I'm gonna let you up. Nigel, my boy. What's up, Nigel? I'm gonna let you up, and see what you got going on. We're slow motioning today. We're having conversation. We're having dialogue. We're talking about the same topic we always talk about: breaking into cybersecurity. I'm inviting folks up to talk about what gaps they're having. No special guests. The lineup next week is crazy. We got someone almost every single day. I think every day but Wednesday. So the lineup is crazy. It's crazy. We got some bangers. We got some bangers coming through. Let me switch the scene up, and I'm gonna get a special guest. I'll get a guest up here and we'll see what A has going on. A, get ready. You on LinkedIn. You on YouTube. You on Twitch. You everywhere. You everywhere, bro. One moment. Oh. All right. What's up, A? Oh, yeah. Got you loud and clear. How you doing? Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah, I'm feeling good, doing good. Are
Nice.
you in the space or are you
Yeah,
emerging?
yeah. I'm currently I work at BlackRock as a tier two SOC analyst.
Ooh, I'm hearing the accent too.
Yeah, yeah. I'm from London.
But you're in the U.S.
No, no. I'm based in London.
Oh, so it's real late over there.
Yes, it's 1 a.m.
Hey, I'm glad to have you. I'll be out that way very very soon. Very very soon. Uh,
Oh
I'm
yeah,
I'm
whereabouts?
I'll be going to Barcelona.
Oh, fantastic, man. Yeah, yeah. I'll be in Barcelona in June, to be honest.
Nice, nice, nice.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah, yeah.
thinking the target will be the latest wifey said was like July. But
Nice.
but she that sometimes flip flops from July
Yeah.
to maybe June. I don't know. I would
Yeah,
love.
I would recommend going between June to July because that's when because August is really hot, but like June to July is all right.
But that's the thing. Like I go back and forth with wifey on this one, and it's like if we're gonna live there, what does it matter? Like what day, what month
Yeah,
we
yeah.
enter? Like that's going to be the
Oh, you're
new.
trying to move. Oh,
Oh
you're actually
yeah,
trying to move down.
oh yeah, oh yeah.
Oh, fairs. Oh, fairs. Okay, that's a bit different. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Nigel.
Yeah, Barcelona is a really nice place to live.
Oh yeah, yeah. I checked it out. I fell in love with the city. I absolutely have fell
Yeah, it's
in love.
fantastic. It is fantastic. It's cheaper, obviously. Lifestyle's good there. Like they prioritize their life instead of like just hustling, which is quite important anyway. Especially for like family wise, I think it's really good. Um,
Yep.
but yeah, eventually that would be an aim of mine because everyone
Ooh.
can say, "Oh yeah, let's move to the Gulf, whatever." But like realistically, you're just there to make your money and then live somewhere like Spain, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Um. Yeah. So more to come on that. More to come on that, everyone. I keep leaking out the information. I'm very excited. Obviously, it's a big deal for us. We're moving out right now of the existing place, and we're gonna go back home to Missouri to, say our last little goodbyes. Um, you said SOC 2? Did you say SOC analyst
Yeah,
level
so it's
2?
like yeah, it's like a senior sort of role.
Okay. Because someone just asked in the chat, can you go from analyst to manager? And
Yeah, that was me. That
oh,
was
that was
me.
you.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh, my
yeah.
bad. My bad. Why'd you ask that?
Cause yeah, I feel like I just want to transition into like a bigger role. Like I think I need to take on responsibility and level up. Um, for me, it's a thing where it's like I feel like I have like somewhat good level knowledge, like technical knowledge. But obviously the gap is the fact that I haven't managed anyone. I haven't gone into that position. So like getting into that sort of position, it is hard,
Ah,
right?
nope,
Like,
nope, nope, nope. I caught you, bro. You're busted. You're
uh,
busted, bro. You're
oh
busted.
shit.
Yeah. No cussing, no cussing, no cussing. Watch your language.
Sorry.
Um, you said it early on. You said it's like a leadership role, or what'd you say? The level
Yeah.
2. What'd you call it?
Senior role.
Senior. A
Yeah.
senior. So that means there are people who are not senior that are probably working around you, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They escalate stuff to me or whatever.
Escalate stuff to you. You're well on your way. It sounds like, but it sounds like there's a mental. Is there a mental blocker there? Like what's going on?
I feel like I don't know. I feel like I hear a lot of things. Like for me personally, I feel like obviously working at this big firm, like this corporate giant, I feel I could go to a smaller company and say, "Oh yeah, I could bring my expertise, whatever,
Of
set up for
course,
you lot, do
of
some
course.
stuff like that." But then it's like people are, "Oh nah, you need the CISP, you need this, you need that." I'm like, I don't know what to do. I actually don't know what to do. I'm like quite confused.
I think that you're already on the right track. So I think that you're doing well for you to pivot over to a smaller org. I think that it may work for you too. So I don't think that's a
Yeah.
bad idea, and I don't think that's getting even more certed up. You probably already have a cert, but getting more education is not a bad idea. But it's not a linear
Yeah.
thing. It's not, to me. It's not. Hey, I got to get this cert. I got to go transition to this space, and then I get there. I think that you're already
Right.
on your way with this senior level role. Like it's something that the eyes are on you. The eyes have been on
Right.
you for them to put you in that role. It just didn't happen by accident, right?
Yeah. Of course. No, of course. Of course.
So you are well on your way, and I think that the fact that you even brought it to the surface of asking it as a question is telling me that's something that you desire. And if that's something that you
Yeah.
desire, then you're going to build off of the efforts that you've already laid out and established to continue developing, continue growing, continue
Yeah.
seeking more opportunities and helping those, those ones that are just escalating things up to you.
Hmm. I agree. Yeah, I do try to help as much as I can, but I feel like for me, I just need to. I don't know. It's like it's hard for me to say. It's like I'm kind of like someone just said, like searching for the next step. Like I'm kind of like I feel like I'm 24 right now, so maybe people see my age as like quite young, and they're like, "Oh, this guy doesn't know crap."
I think that's amazing. I think the younger folks that are that coming up into the space are the most critical to focus on. So I think if you're working for a big tech giant out there, then the leadership above you um, is likely got their eyeballs on you, and maybe they're super established and like real settled in, and they're not going
Yeah,
anywhere,
yeah.
and there's just
No, nowhere. They're going nowhere.
they're not going
They're going
anywhere.
nowhere.
You don't know that.
That's,
You don't know that, but that's something you can predict based on whatever information that you have to for the into
yeah,
the equation.
yeah, yeah.
So I believe you, um, and I so I think there's a point in 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 people's roles where they reach this, hey, I don't know if it's stagnant, but hey, I'm not getting what I'm needing here.
Yeah.
Um, that's something that,
Um,
yeah, go ahead.
I wouldn't say I'm like not getting exposure into things because over here they got a lot of like different things going on. But it's like it's just a matter of like, yeah, I can sit here and do like SOC related stuff. Or like basically before this I was working at InfoSec also. I was pretty much doing DLP, I was doing vulnerability, I was doing TPRM. I was doing a bunch of things, right? Like it was a much more like broader scope instead of just being like into SOC. But now I'm fully into SOC because it's more technical. And I was thinking that because like from a CISO point of view, you really want to like have more of an operational point of view because when an incident happens, you want to like be able to handle a situation better. And you won't be able to really do that if you just have like, I wouldn't say like theoretical knowledge, like, which is what you get from like doing audit stuff, but like it's a bit more hands on, right? So like if something happens and then they come to you, they're like, oh, what do we do? And at least you can say, yeah, I know like of what to do in a way. Like you have a concept of what it is. That's what my current CISO did. Like he basically was in charge of like operations for like quite a while, then moved into like a more senior role. I was thinking of taking a similar path, but like I don't know, like is that I don't know. I just don't know. I'm so confused. I don't know. That's
How,
why I thought I'll come ask for help.
so you're already in the senior SOC analyst role. How are your technical chops? How do you feel like? I mean, people are escalating things to you, so when they can't do
Yeah,
it, you're the next step to resolve it.
yeah.
So how are you feeling about your technical side?
Yeah, I feel like it's fine. It's not like I wouldn't say I'm the best because that's a lie. It's always something to do, but like Yeah, it's like if something's given to me, I'll definitely solve it. But it's like, um, yeah, it's just a matter of like, I don't know. I feel like I want to have an answer for everything in a way. I don't know if that's possible.
What's your LinkedIn, bro?
So I'll put it. It's kind of like quite. It's quite plain, but I put my name in the chat.
All right, let me check you out real quick.
It's quite plain.
Let me
Yeah, it's
check.
quite plain.
Let
You
me
you
let me
won't really see much,
let me
but
ju- let me judge. Let me judge it. Um, real quick.
I had a girl stalk me once, so I took everything down. It's kind of like scary.
Okay. Actually, no hits. I typed that in and I didn't get it. What do I?
Uh, I'll follow you. I
All
think
right,
then
yeah.
it'll
Check me
probably
out.
show up.
Connect with me. I want to see.
Yeah.
And if anyone else wants to come up and interface with share some thoughts based on what he has shared. What's up, Zay on Cyber? I see you over there. Featured guest coming through. What's up, Matthew TV? What's up, Francium? Welcome in LinkedIn. Welcome in YouTube and Twitch. We are live and kicking. We're live and kicking.
Cool. Yeah. Send you request, but
All
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Let me be the judge here and see what's going on because I don't know something about this story is not adding up. Something's not
Like
adding up.
what?
Like, for instance, you are what I feel ready, but then it's this. There sounds like there's like a mental blocker of a gap somewhere.
Would you say that's more my soft skills or like lack of confidence or something? I'm not sure.
I'm not sure either because your soft skills seem fair. Like you're articulating your thoughts. You are talking about what things you've done, and yeah, it's there. Like I don't have any issues there. I think that it's
Yeah.
something something that you we haven't uncovered quite yet. And
I feel like for me, sorry for
no,
interrupting.
go ahead.
Yeah, it's sorry for me. It's just like for me, it's just like I want to go on to the next step, yes, but it's just like I'm kind of scared. What if I'm like not ready for it? Does that make sense?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, 100%. It's scary. It could be scary. I recently accepted a director level role, and I
Yeah.
forever have been saying leadership is just one day I'll get there. But
Yeah.
this one came knocking at the door, and I answered.
Hmm.
And uh, what's up, Big Bad Biz? Big Bag Biz? That's my boy. He's from my hometown. That's my boy, my boy.
Nice.
Uh, yeah, so I think that when it comes to opportunities knocking at the door, sometimes we're not going to be ready. Sometimes we are ready. Sometimes we don't know
Hmm.
that we're ready, and sometimes it's just one of those you have to take that chance and fall flat on your face, and then get back up, and then show that that was just like hurry up and fail type of situation.
Yeah.
And you sound like you have you know the problem solving critical thinking skills to be able to put you in the situation and see how you
Yeah.
perform.
I feel like it's just a lack of opportunity. I feel like they will see my CV, for example, and they'll be like, "Oh yeah, this guy hasn't worked for many years," and be like, "How can we offer him a job?" That's what I feel like. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Obviously, I haven't tried to apply for like a quite senior role, like in sense of like a manager role. But like, yeah, I don't know. I feel like they'll see like, "Oh yeah, he's only worked in cyber for like 5 years now,"
Okay,
so it's like,
so now we're getting somewhere. So yeah, you're absolutely right. If there are manager roles that are open that you're interested in, likely they are looking for someone who already has those years of experience as a
Yeah,
manager.
exactly. Yeah, yeah,
So yeah, that's a
yeah, yeah.
great call out. That's the reality. I don't as a, someone up there, I don't want someone who
Of
never
course.
never done the
Yeah.
job and
Yeah, of
lead the
course.
team
Of
that
course.
um, I got. I would prefer, if it was my choice, I would prefer someone who meets those qualifications on the job
Hmm.
description.
Yeah.
But you
You
know,
just gotta take a chance, I guess. Yeah,
you
just
need
take a
someone to
lucky
take a
chance.
chance on you, and you already
Yeah.
have someone who has taken a chance on you.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
existing
I agree.
org.
Yeah.
So I say keep crushing that. I'm gonna let up DJ Bsec.
That's true. I actually haven't thought of it in that way. That's actually very true.
Yeah. Um, do you think that you would go? Is there any room to go higher than the SOC analyst level 2? Is there a level up from there?
Yeah, there is. Yeah, there's one more. Those are regional leads,
Ooh. Okay.
but they've been there like 10 years, so it's like not a chance.
And there's only one slot, or they can't have two.
Yeah, one person. Yeah, one person.
One person. See. Um, yeah. Interesting scenario.
Yeah, it is a weird organization to be fair. Like they'll have so there's like 400 people in our infosec team, and then there's like I'd say so we got a bunch of contractors who are like tier one, I guess in a way, and like some people are like full time as well, and then there's like I think like five of us who are like senior, and then there's resos and one regional lead in each like region. It's for like that's for the SOC anyway. But like in terms of like the rest of the structure, it's like yeah, it's just weird. Like the way they promote people in BlackRock is like it takes like 3 years to get a promotion.
Like
Like it's
BlackRock,
really, really slow. Yeah.
a big company.
It sounds huge,
Yeah,
It's a massive company.
bro.
yeah,
That's a
but
lot
it's
So
of
quiet.
security
so
folks.
here's what I
Yeah,
would
it's a
say.
lot.
I would say what you need to do is go ahead and try to go for those managerial jobs. The next one, whether you get it or not, is besides the point. Do the interview. Once you do the interview, then what's that going to do? Now you can ask, like, if you don't get the job, you can always write the person, talk with the person that you interviewed with. Hey, I'm just checking in to find out what is it that I lacked? Where was I lacking? Because this is my next step as I move forward in this domain. How do I how am I going to be able to level up if I have X amount of experience, X years, and this is what I've done, and I wasn't able to get this job? What would have gotten me that job? What
Yeah,
experience am I lacking? And then you
yeah,
work on that skill. So then the next time it comes up, now you have that skill, or you've done that job for 6 months or 8 months or whatever it is for that next point. That's how you
right.
level yourself up. And
Yeah,
like I said in chat, you coming in with the mindset that you already have and you're 24 and you've been working on SOC, you've already done some other stuff in the field, you're well on your way. And to hear somebody that's doing this and then saying, look, I don't want to just sit right here and stare at logs all day long. I want to move up.
yeah,
That's what managers like to hear. And I mean, in all reality, you should talk to your manager and be like, hey, how do I get to my next step? Don't just
yeah,
don't think I'm not good enough. I can tell you this. I've been in this field for over 25 years. Every
yeah.
single next step that I went to, I wasn't good enough.
Mhm,
That's how we all have that same mindset. It's called imposter syndrome. We all think that that next step is going to be way bigger than what it actually is.
mhm. Yeah, yeah. That's really helpful to be honest. And I appreciate that. That's really helpful. Really helpful.
Yeah,
Thank you for that.
I also was gonna piggyback on that too, as somebody who's also I'm pretty young in the industry, but I at first I was my first position as a SOC analyst, but then I came up and I started getting transitions to as far as like an engineer position. And I would say I get where you're coming from as far as reading logs all day, but that's the information you're learning. Have that translate into a solution. Like try to put the information that you're learning into a solution and bring it up to your boss. I would say, because the thing is, even for me going from a analyst or an admin, a lot of times it's harder than what a lot of people think, because when you're not getting the same problem every day, that solution is coming from you. So if you're not able to handle, that solution, like, okay, for some reason this SAML isn't connecting to this certain application on this API, right? They're going to look at you like, okay, you're the engineer. We're paying you for that much. You wanted this opportunity. So it's a lot of time is trying to prove and fight against, because like I said, I get where you're coming from because I'm young too. I actually recently just got I got promoted to a senior, but it took a lot of work for me to get promoted to a senior engineer, while also digging into, going behind my boss saying, hey, I want to be a senior. Okay, well, what are you doing? Well, I'm encouraging the team members on my team. Anytime there's any tickets that need to get picked up that somebody's not understanding that I have an expertise in, as far as like cloud or anything, I'll try to go get that. And while also pursuing, I got the PMP for, like not just the whole, a lot of people get like search for the money thing, but also the PMP is very good on teaching you how to do projects and promote your project management skills, but also leadership skills. You have to know how to interact. And I get it, because like I said, being young, like we want that opportunity, but we have to have somebody to take a chance on us. But when we, but before we even get the chance, absorb and see the type of leader you want to be. Because I've been around leadership that's not good, that is good, and you have to really figure out what you want to be. Because sometimes, in order to be, you're not going to be the best liked leader in those type of positions. But as long as you get the job done and your team respects you, that's another good form of leadership.
Yeah.
But I would definitely say start looking at the engineering of stuff. Because like I used to work on logs, all that. But then I'll be once I got through in the spot, we're like, okay, you think you know a lot? Okay, let's put you up with those engineers. Totally complete game changer when nobody's there to help you.
I agree.
And it's like I said, but it's a good experience, because I love that. I get what you're talking about. Every day I go into work, I never have the same problem. There's never the same problem. It's something new, and my brain is always rattling.
No, that's really good. To be honest, I was doing stuff like that in my previous role, like my infosec role, where I was like, I actually deployed our SIEM tool, like with CloudFormation myself. Like I set all that stuff up so it was like ready to go. Like when if anything happened, could be replicated, all that sort of stuff. I did pretty much a lot of things like automation work, like setting up workflows through Power Automate. Like I've done pretty much a lot of like stuff like that. Like I have got experience with it, but it's just like, yeah, you're right. It's like when you don't actually do it every day or whatever, you start losing a bit of knowledge. And
But when
like,
you move to management roles, you're not expected to do that. You're just expected to know and understand that that stuff's out there, so that the people that you're leading, you can say, "Hey, look, I know this can do this. I know, like we have problem X or we have problem Y, and we have the stack that can do it. I need you to go figure out how to do it over here. I need you to go create me a Power Automate, and let's automate this process."
yeah,
You have that because you have done it before, and you at least know that that's out there. You're not a manager that's just walking in with. I know probably everybody here and everybody in this chat is like, we all hate it when we have a manager or somebody above us that doesn't seem like they know what they're doing, and it seems like they just may be there because they've gotten there through, just flying their way up the channels, but they don't actually understand what it is that you guys do, or what the people below them are doing, and it
yeah,
doesn't seem like they're technical in any way. So the team themselves um, lack the confidence in their manager because they're sitting there going, look, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. This is where it comes in with, hey, yeah, I've done that before. I've done this. I've done that. I know that these products are out there. I know that this is out here. I know we have this in our stack. So let's go ahead and make sure we utilize what we got.
yeah, yeah. No, that's a fair point.
All right, let me jump
Thank you.
in, y'all. What about let's get more practical too. If anyone has any weigh in the chat or on want to request up, as far as wanting to reach out to some of these roles, it sounds like whatever company you work for, whatever stamp that you got already, it has weight whenever it's on your resume. So when you do go to these smaller orgs and you do go to these other environments, they're gonna recognize that name. And I'm thinking you get a custom tailored resume that specifically surfaces up and highlights all the efforts that you've been doing on the leadership side of being a senior, taking those escalations and anything else that you've been leaning in to help train or do anything like that. Um, Surface it up on the resume, and then get your new leadership resume dialed in.
Yeah.
What do you think, DJ BSEC?
I would even say, like for this, I would think that he could go look for SOC manager roles. Hey, I was a SOC two, or I'm SOC two lead, tier two lead at, you know, company A. We won't throw
Yeah.
names
Yeah.
out. Company A,
Yeah.
and that easily comes back to, oh, okay, I see where you're at. I see this is a massive company. This is a great. I see what's going on. You guys probably are SOC 2 compliant. You probably have all these other things that are underneath you. So I'm working in a SOC. I'm SOC 2, the senior role there. I'm looking to move up and go out there and look for SOC managers, SOC
Yeah.
supervisors, stuff like that. That
Right.
could be the next step.
Yeah. Yeah. I just need something to level up. So yeah, I'll take everything you guys said into account. I really appreciate it. It actually means a lot because if I'm honest, I've been struggling with this for quite a while. I'm like, nah, it means a lot. It really does. Like,
Hey,
it helps a
we
lot.
all have that. When you're sitting there looking at your next role, what's the next role I want? And then you look
Yeah.
at it and you go, oh man, that next role is going to get me the next amount of a bump in pay. But man, can I walk in and do the job, or am I going to walk in and in 3 months they're going to go, yeah, well, this is the wrong choice. Don't give them that
Honestly.
ability. Don't give them the chance to say, hey, this is the wrong choice. Because you walk in within that 90 days, you crush the first 90 days, and guess what? You just bought yourself another 6 months.
Yeah. 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 No, that's really true. Yeah. Yeah, for real. But yeah, thank you guys for your time. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Nate. Thank you, DJB. Really appreciate it.
Hmm.
All good. I
Cheers,
think
guys.
yeah. Have a good rest of your night, bro. He's in London right
Cheers,
now,
guys.
so the hours are
Yeah, I'm
vastly
gonna head off to
different.
sleep.
Yeah, go do your thing. Have a great weekend.
Cheers, guys.
Um,
You too.
I
Cheers,
believe in
guys.
A. I know that he's gonna crush it. You can hear it in his voice. He has the passion. He has the technical chops. He has the wide understanding of multiple things. So he is going to do well. I'm confident in that, and I think that sometimes it is just maybe he's heard this same message but from the wrong messengers. Perhaps today was the time that we were the right messenger with the right messages in this case. So great stuff there. Sometimes it's not always just people who are emerging in the space that have those gaps. Sometimes it's folks who are established in the space that are still trying to keep leveling up. There's so many steps to climb. There's so many different things to get involved in, and from I'm the SOC lead, I'm the level 2 tier 3 whatever, I'm the manager, I'm the director, I'm the C suite. There's a lot of levels up there.
We all deal with the same issues every day. We this is the one thing you always hear from everybody that I talk to. It's always what everybody likes to call imposter syndrome. We never think we're good enough, and then you sit there and you come into a chat like this, and you start rattling off what it is that you're doing, and everybody's like, "Whoa, wait a second."
Right.
You're like, wait. I mean, you're gonna sit here and say, "Hey, how do I go from this to being a manager?" And then, like you said, Nate, well, I don't know who you are. I don't know what your skill set is. give me a little background. And then he's like, well, I've done this and this and this and this and this. And you're like, dude, you're already doing it. What do you now? Just go find the job. Like, come on.
You're doing the job, and
Yeah.
and and then to work for a huge org, a big
Yeah.
player in the space, and you're operating
Well,
in.
somebody else in here, right after A asked that, said something about is it a smart idea to go work for one of the big four, or should I do? I don't remember what the thing was, but should I work for a big four, or should I just go study or something like that? And I replied right away, if you're going to get into a big four, if like a big four is like, hey, come work for us, go work for the big four, because just having that on your resume is going to allow other doors to open. I've known people that have gone and worked for the Big Four that just have done internships or have maybe worked for a year there, 6 months. You're going to get a lot of experience, but just having on your resume that, hey, I was a GRC auditor for EY or whomever, people are going to go, oh, well, just because you worked for one of the Big Four means that you understand how everything flows. So when you walk into our company, we not going to necessarily expect, but we know that you understand workflows when it comes to doing a GRC audit or doing a red team pen test or whatever. When it comes to doing something in a SOC, you know what that is.
I agree. I want to go backtrack a little bit. You said something about the imposter syndrome piece, and I get so many people that I talk to that they say, especially the IT folks, the people who work in IT and already share cybersecurity responsibilities in their current job, and say
Oh,
that
let me
I
talk on this one real quick. So during COVID in 2020, I kind of got into this. So um, I was dealing with an incident. I had nothing to do with cyber. In my own mind, I had nothing to do with cyber. Um, 2020, I met an individual. He was on another platform. Um, Talked with this guy, became part of the group that they're in, the Discord group. Met a whole bunch of other people. So since 2019 into 2026, right? So 2020 to 2022, I was sitting in with tons of people that had CISSPs, that had been in the fields forever, that had been in the Marines, that had been doing different things, blah, blah, blah. Long story. They all told me, dude, you have been doing cyber for 10 or 15 years and you don't even realize it.
don't even
Because I
know
was
it.
doing network administration. So I was actually network architect. So I was architecting networks, securing the networks, securing the company, systems administration, and all this other stuff. And they said, you've been doing cybersecurity forever. You just don't even realize it. I go, well, so then what does that mean? They said, go take your CISSP and we'll vouch for you. I said, I can't take that. That's a somebody that's been in this field forever. And they're like, dude, you already know all the domains. You can rattle this stuff off. And I'm like, but and this is where the imposter syndrome comes in. But I haven't been doing it, guys. So back and forth, back and forth. So finally, one day I'm like, all right, forget it. I'm gonna go take the test. So the CISSP test is 150 questions, and you have 3 hours to take it. For those that don't know, the test in itself, basically, the more questions you answer wrong, the more questions you're going to get about that topic, right? So if you start answering networking questions wrong, you're going to get more questions about networking. If you start physical security, you're going to start getting more. Anyway, I get through, I take the test. At question 100, my test stops. And I'm like, oh my God, I just failed this so miserably, right? Hit the button, I turn around, and the proctor is sitting right behind me, and she's like, "Okay, we'll go back to the back." And I'm thinking, head down, walk into the back. She hands me the piece of paper and says, "Congratulations," and
Hey,
I about passed out. I'm like, 100 questions, and the thing is all I've heard from the other people that had passed this test were, hey, once you get if it stops around 120, 130, you should be good. If you get past 120 questions, you're over and done with. You probably have failed and it's going to go on. So when I hit 100, I thought, man, I did so bad. I failed
Smoked
this
it.
thing so hard. Yeah, but that's the imposter syndrome, and that's where it comes with a lot of people that are sitting in here. You don't even realize, to what Nate was talking about, you don't even realize what you are doing is in the field. There's so many things. There are so many different levels in. Um, just for those that don't know, go to isc2.org and click on CISSP and look at the 8 domains that are in there. I guarantee you've been working in at least one or two of those domains.
And that's the key. Being able to identify and map the real life things that you've done into those domains. And if you can map them, they should be on your resume, because then you can speak to them, and you can show the relationship of your knowledge base, your experience. So it's no longer I have zero experience because I never held the role that I'm trying to get right now. That's the
Right.
trick. That's the trick, everyone.
So
Folks.
CyberRunk is saying that they're disappointed in the CISSP. So the CISSP is a hard test, but it's hard in the sense of, the reason it's hard is because most of us come from a technical background. And for a CISSP test, which I'm not supposed to give out everything about the test, but the CISSP test, you have to walk in and think about it from a managerial perspective, uh, from a business perspective. So when you answer the question, you're not answering it from a technical perspective. You're answering it from the best perspective that's going to help the business or secure the business in one way, shape, or form.
Also, too, we're talking about Cyber over there. That's AKA Cyber Secrets. This guy's built different. I mean, he's built different at a very young age. Walking to the library to get coding books, like he's super. He's different. He's different, and that's okay. So I see where he's coming from. It is hard for folks because, to DJ Bisek's point, there are 5 right answers, but only one is the most right of them all based on what focus that you have, what lens that you're wearing.
Yeah, that's the problem. What is the most right answer?
The most right answer. And these test makers know how, psychologically, how people think, how to word things. One word can change the meaning of everything. I mean, your own understanding of this one word, if you don't know what to look out for, you just get tripped up on all the
Right.
traps. Yep, yep, yep. Let's see what's going on in the world. I see a couple of people over there on LinkedIn. Welcome in, welcome in. Twitch, I see somebody hanging out with us. YouTube, big fat goose egg. Why is the YouTube so low? I'm not pushing YouTube. I think that we need to work on it a little bit more. But, um, DJ Bisek, you sent me some stuff on some YouTube that was fire. I appreciate it. And, especially folks. What's your take on the GRC space right now? Is it buzzing?
Well, because cybersecurity is buzzing, GRC is buzzing. We all deal with we're all dealing with, people sending us spreadsheets that we have to fill out to explain how, how our companies are secure in cyber. So when it comes to GRC, there's a lot of it. I would say GRC in itself is probably the number one field that you could get into without being directly into cyber to begin with, like without jumping into a SOC role or being a red teamer or of course everybody wants to be like the movies and be sitting in that in the hoodie and hammering away at the keyboard and then going, "Oh, I got in." But a lot of people don't realize that a lot of the things, to me, GRC is probably one of the best places to go to start because you're going to understand, by getting into that, you understand auditing. So you'll audit somebody, you'll get to see workflows, um, SOPs, how companies are set up, what they should be doing, and what they're not doing, so you understand that. To me, that's always a good starting role. And that's what I tell a lot of people that are like, oh, I want to break in. And it's like, okay, well, what do you do? What? I'm moving from being an accountant. Okay, well, best thing for you to do is go jump into GRC, or something that is not technical, and learn what it is that we're doing in these fields.
And
Because you're not going to turn around and just, oh, I'm going to go from accountant to red team hacking. Sorry, that's not going to happen.
right. And also, just for clarity for folks that may have heard that you don't have to be technical to get in GRC. It doesn't mean that there are not folks who are working in the GRC space who are non-technical. Some of these folks are like uber technical,
Yeah.
especially for the folks that tap into those frameworks, have that big strong IT background, and been in cybersecurity space for a long time. These folks, when it comes to those frameworks, man, live and die by those frameworks, and it's guidance, right? It's the guidance. And you talk to SOC analysts, and you talk to orgs, and they just, when you say frameworks, they're like, what?
What framework? Yeah.
What are you talking about? Like, no, we just do our normal process that we've been doing, and it's working. So I think that the
Well, and
GRC.
there's a lot out there. I was going to say there's a lot out there that it's just a checkbox for the company, right? I mean, it's a checkbox to make sure that you get to sign off in insurance, and you've got cyber insurance now because you were able to sign off and check that, yes, I do MFA. Yes, we have a SIM or a SIEM, whatever you want to call it.
Right.
Um, yes, we have, we do cyber awareness training. Yes, we do this. Yes, we do. Okay, check, check, check. And you've given the screenshots and so forth. You've given the evidence to say that this is completed, and that's all it is. So you do that once a year for somebody, but in reality, those people in the background that are on GRC are going through and reading all of this stuff and understanding that the frameworks, and a lot of people don't understand what NIST 2.0 is, or CIS, or COVID, or any of that stuff. They just know that, hey, I got a spreadsheet for somebody, or I got a third party that sent me this, and yes, we do this, yes, we do this, yes, we do this, we're done.
Yeah, so we have been and I see we got Mia on. What's up, bro? Um, we
And how you doing?
cool. We're talking about some frameworks right now, and GRC space, and the GRC space is growing very fast right now. You go to these conferences, MSP conferences and other conferences, they are pushing compliance, 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 compliance as a service, and everyone is trying to get away from the checkbox mentality and into the, okay, there's actually an operation. We need to operationalize some of these efforts and actually ensure that we're audit ready and actually have these things in place. So that way, when it's time to do the audit, it's not a big scramble and, well, let me flip these switches on. No, that switch was supposed to be turned on last year. So, you know, there's a lot of tooling out there these days that are coming into the equation for cloud security posture management, risk management, and they're helping. They're helping. Some of these tools, a lot of these tools are helping, and I think that the GRC space is adopting this engineering component. So more introducing more technical. So someone I've been following, AJ Yan, he's a SANS instructor. He's all over the world talking about GRC engineering and has a community. So the space is developing real time, everyone.
Yeah, you're talking about different workflows, frameworks, and so forth. A lot of these companies are no longer allowing you just to fill out a spreadsheet, right? They're actually sending a third-party risk register that's over there that is completing these things that you are signing off on, that actually sits in their third-party risk register for a year, And then they come back and they say, okay, were you still doing this? Are you still doing that? And if you're not, you may lose that company's business. So it is becoming a more and more, and I don't remember, maybe it was on here where somebody was talking about it, but I don't know, it's probably somewhere else where we were talking about mandates,
Mm.
federal mandates and federal structures. Like you've got California, so CCPA, I think Maine has got one out, Texas has one, but what we, when we were discussing was how do you make companies abide by laws that aren't created? Or how do you turn around and say this company has to be NIST compliant or CIS compliant or whatever framework compliant when nobody else makes them be compliant in any way, shape, or form? So, is that something where we come in at a federal level and say, hey, from the top down, CISA has sent out that here's how we become compliant, and you have to hit these rules. I mean, it's becoming more and more. It's becoming bigger and bigger because you're seeing it a lot throughout throughout the United States. You're seeing it a lot throughout the world. And I mean, you got GDPR, right? GDPR is massive. Nate's going to get into that when he moves over to Spain.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That should be fun, right?
Well, and what a lot of people don't realize is just because you're a business that's doing business in the United States doesn't mean that you don't have to abide by GDPR, especially if you're working with a company that is part of the EU that is mandated by GDPR. If you do have somebody that's working, if you're working with a customer that is based, say somebody that's based in England or Spain or wherever in the EU, you still have to abide by that. You can get hit by it. It's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, we have some, if you're working for a financial industry, you're working for healthcare, there's some of these industries that have these
You
mandates
gotta
that
follow
are hard
PCI,
for
DSS, HIPAA, all that shit.
Yep.
you gotta watch your language, gotta watch your language. You trying to shut me down, man?
Oh yeah, my bad. My bad.
It's
I got a
so good.
potty mouth, man. I
I
cuss all
know,
the time.
I know it, I know it.
I be trying to watch it.
I know. Meow was on not too long ago. DJ Bisek was here, and the conversation was great. I know that everyone was like, "Yeah, we took over," but I just wanted to make sure I cleared it up that I've been working hard to make this get this into a community interaction, less about the Nate show and more about what we're doing type of thing. And I think that we have some success. And I think that night was a true testament of like there was just normal flow of conversation happening.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Let's take what Sikne just asked. So he said he wants to play devil's advocate, and he says that yet breaches continue to rise, and we constantly see lax policies. Is policy enough? So
No.
the written policy in itself is not enough. This is kind of a two-part, three-part answer, right? So the policy itself is enough. I can create policies for days, and we can implement the policies. But unless you have buy-in by upper management, by your C-suite that are forcing these policies to put in place, it's not going to matter, right? So if we
Hmm.
say, hey, everybody has to can no longer share passwords or share accounts, and then you come back and you find out that you had 10 people on the accounting team sharing an account that logs into one site, and then one of those 10 people left and went and worked for a competitor. Guess what? I guarantee you that account is still there, and I guarantee you that password didn't get changed. So now that person could, if they wanted to, log in if they remember it. So things like that, yes, that's where the issue comes in with the policies. Where you say you're playing devil's advocate and breaches continue. So a study came out last month, I believe it was. Breaches have gone up.
Who did? Can
Um,
you recall?
I don't remember who it
Okay.
was. I mean, I'm listening to news every single day, and I'll maybe I can go find it. And if I can find it, then I'll
So,
bring it. But the breaches have gone up like 100% or something like that over 2024 through 2025. The breaches went up, but the payments went down. So that in itself shows that policies that have been put in place are probably helping in that sense. So if the company's gotten breached, but they've put in policies within IT to make sure that they have, immutable backups and things in place, now the company's turning around and going, yeah, we got hit with ransomware or we got breached. And they turn around and look at the IT team or they look at the security team and say, what are we going to do about this? Do we have to go pay, $20 million? And they turn around and look and go, no, we don't need to pay that. All our information is here. Now, you need to realize when it comes to the breaches and stuff, a lot of times now, what the threat actors have done is they changed their mentality to where they're no longer just getting in and throwing ransomware in. They're getting in, they're breaching, they're exfiltrating data. And once that data is exfiltrated, then they're basically trying to do a twofer, right? So once they've exfiltrated the data, now they're going to go in, throw in the ransomware to lock everything up, and then go, oh, we got your data. Well, guess what? I can take care of the ransomware. We can wipe all that stuff. Let's clean it all out. My biggest issue is, what did they take? Is that the stuff that they exfiltrated, is it like customer data? Do I have social security numbers in there? Did I not, obfuscate those numbers? Did we not mask that stuff? Am I screwed, so to say, in that sense? Or are we going to be okay? And it seems like more and more companies are doing the right thing because they're able to say, I don't have to pay this. I'm not going to pay this, which is what people have been touting for the last 5 or 6 years, is stop paying these ransoms, because all it does is, I guess what, I paid the 10 million, I got all my stuff back and I didn't get hurt. But guess what, the next person has to pay, and the next person has to pay, and the next. But now if they're coming in and going, okay, to get everything back, you owe me 10 million, and you turn around and go, sorry, I don't need to pay you 10 million because I have everything, and what you took actually isn't anything that is of any value in reality, so go away. And then they go, okay, well, let's try to move to the next one, try to move to the next one. So when it comes to policies, I do see some good happening with the policies if those policies are put in place and they're actually followed. So yes, it's a catch-22. You can put the policy in place, but it does have to be followed.
Absolutely.
That was a long wind.
No, that was great. I think that was great.
No, yeah, it was awesome.
Good stuff. Good stuff. And that's an interesting take. And I want to look at it from another angle, as far as, okay, someone says who's creating the policies or who's signing off on the policies. Those are roles that within the orgs it fluctuates, but then being a part of the receiving end of the policy, being the user, being the resource impacted by the policy, being aware of the policy, where do the policies live? Typically, the policies should be accessible somewhere that you can get to immediately by everyone.
Yep.
And I encourage people to understand what policies are out there for the orgs that they're at, so that way they can familiarize yourself with some of the different policies that are how they're written, so that way you can glean some insights into what policies you need to have within an org. Perhaps you even notice a policy that may need to be updated, seems dated, and you raise
all
that
policies
up.
should be reviewed. They should be reviewed yearly. And to Nate's point, creating the policy and signing off on the policy is like, you got director level all the way up to C level plus legal, right? So who creates it and who signs off on it doesn't really matter. It's how is it getting followed? Is it being put out there? A lot of these policies are usually created, signed off, and put in place, and they should, in my opinion, they should be given to HR, and HR should be sending those out and mandating those and putting in everybody's folder or whatever they have, that it was signed off by this person. So then if it does come back, we don't want to always like, oh, this was the person that caused the issue. But when it does come back and somebody does do something, you have the ability to go, hey, look, you signed off on this. You said that you read this, you signed off on it, but you didn't follow it. and maybe it leads to, a termination, which would suck. But it also, like, you put the company in a risk that could have taken the company down. So
Hmm.
in my perspective, they should always go through HR to sign off to have in the in the employees folder and so forth. That's just my perspective though.
Yeah, I agree. Plus, we have, I think it was Sham. He's a UK bestie. He was a guest here, and he was mentioning, hey, yes, we do for security awareness every so often, either quarterly or how often you're delivering this material to the employees and the users. Um, you know. uh, Reinforcing through workshops, and it's not just enough to do your know before training these days. You have to do additional things like reinforcing via some sort of uh, interaction, not
Oh yeah.
s-
So
s-
from when it comes to the awareness training, this is what I like to do. I like to say, um, we'll just say know before. You said know before. So you send know before out. Know before is great. It's got a lot of stuff in there, but I can guarantee you, everybody in the company that's got the know before stuff, they see the little cartoon of Bob and Sally talking to each other, like random people, like, oh, okay, I got this email. Oh, don't click on it, Sally. Oh, well, I already did. Those type of things. And everybody just flips through it because nobody pays attention. So, number one, you can send that stuff out and be compliant, right? You can say, oh, and let's all realize here that the word compliant does not mean secure. If I say I'm compliant and the
Mm-mm.
company's compliant, okay, I'm compliant. That's the checkbox. Being secure is completely different. So we'll say we're compliant. But what I like to do is go through us in security, in SOC, in those that are running DLP, running all these different systems. We have the ability to see emails. I guarantee you, we get tickets in that show, "Hey, I just got this message, or I just did this, or I just did that." When you talk to that end user to say, "Oh, everything's okay, you're good," this didn't happen, this wasn't a bad site, or this was a good site, and this is what I did to prove that it was a bad site. Take screenshots. And what I like to do is I like to create my own content that's company based, that is only put into the company. So let's say Sally went in and did something and she clicked on a link and it took her to a Microsoft landing page and she put her username in and it was a malicious site. So she put her username in and then logged in and nothing happened. And then she did it again and then logged into this page. And then they come back and tell you, hey, something looks weird. So then you go, you investigate, you find out what it is, you refresh the tokens, you clear everything out. Take that same link. I don't want to get too deep into here because I don't.
I
But
think
you take that same link, you get
yeah.
into a sandbox, you set your stuff up, you create what happened, and you put that content out. Whether or not it's in a live workshop, or whether or not you record it, and then you say, "Hey, look, I want to show you what happened, and this is what happened, and this is how it relates to our company directly. This isn't just some random general thing that we're sent stuff out. This is specifically happened to our company that came something that was directed at us, and it it brings relevance to everything."
I like that. Um, there was another thing I saw done well. I was at a bank engagement, and they did something super well. They had these, I think they're called brown bags. I forget the name of them, but different people, different days, they would have these events that was internal to the org, and each of the different business units would come through and talk about their initiatives, different things that they're working on, and actually pull up the screen, show how things are interconnected, and start to shed more light into some of the different efforts. And now people have a bigger investment or deeper investment, a better understanding of what's all these different moving parts and the importance of security first perspective, and raising your hand and here's where you go in the event that something does look funny,
Right.
versus not knowing what to do and you lock up and just like, well, I'm gonna hide it and forget about it.
Yeah. Oh, so that's another thing, right? The carrot or the stick. You know, I like to give out a lot of carrots before I hit somebody with the stick, right? You want to explain to a lot of people, hey, if you do something that is bad, I'm the good guy that you need to talk to right away so we can make sure it's cleared up and done. If you don't call me and tell me, guess what? It's going to get worse. So I need to know
Mhm.
that you did click on a bad link, that you did put in your username and password, that you did, sign in with your MFA and like I need to know everything that you did so I can go back through, reverse engineer what just happened, figure out what's going on, clear everything out, and I can wholeheartedly say, "Hey, you're good." And if you do that for me like instantly, guess what? I'm not getting anybody else involved. We're not gonna like people make mistakes. We understand that people make mistakes and we're gonna clear it out. Now that I've done this with you, you better not do it again. I have problems, but we all make mistakes. It all happens, and especially nowadays, right? We're just everybody's clicking, moving. Everybody's in their own SaaS applications. We're not all sitting on prem anymore. Everything's back and forth. Everything, like Nate said, you got interdepartmentals that are connected, SaaS applications that are connected. We're hooking up SAML, we're hooking up SCAM, we're hooking up SSO. Everything's connected together. So one slip up could take down a lot of stuff.
Mhm. And a lot of people like you need to have like actual adversary emulation too, and train people to like look out for not only oh yeah that looks like a sketch link, but also you know sometimes the links don't even look sketch, right?
Right.
Because there's homoglyphs, there's typo squatting, there's SMT or there's email headers that are perfectly spoofed that borrow infrastructure from legitimate services, right? So there's a whole bunch of things. I mean, even the regular email can look like a regular email, but in the email is a invisible iframe that does a redirect to a
Oh yeah.
phishing website that is perfectly cloned using HTTRAC of the target environment, using the same fingerprints, using the same encryption, using TLS 1.3, Let's Encrypt certifications or whatever certifications that the host, right, uh, for lack of a better word, for the target that they're targeting uses, right? So there's so many different things that needs to be trained on an organizational level rather than just, hey, don't click this link because I mean it could look or they can do hyperlink injection.
Hmm.
And that's a relatively easy thing to do, especially if you have, a custom phishing kit, so on and so forth, that perfectly mimics corporate emails. I mean, even SVGs can be poisoned using Stego packers,
Right. That's what I was
right?
gonna say. They've got all this stuff. Like you already said, iframe, but they've got things out there where, I mean, they're sending QR codes and people are scanning QR codes. Come on, guys.
I
Let's
mean,
not
even
scan the QR code that.
malvertising too.
Yeah. Let's not scan the QR codes that are coming in our emails.
Yeah.
It's like that should be a off rip. Yeah, you probably shouldn't do that.
I mean, in what we've seen in the last 2 years, AI has exploded. The
hmm
emails, the phishing emails are now, better than ever because they can get by with not having to type in English. They could type in Cyrillic or whatever they want to, and then just have it automatically translate, and it sounds correct, looks correct. There aren't any misspellings. Um,
hmm
there's a lot out there. There's a
And
lot
then
out there when it comes to this stuff.
not to mention on top of that, self-hosted AI using RAGs and all these other things.
Yeah.
They're employing their own stuff that's completely jailbroken, that has no cloud, that has no centralized authority to subpoena. All these other things that, you know, if they wanted to do something, they have the AI code it for them, right? These self-hosted large
LLMs.
AIs
Yeah.
that are hosted on VPSs, um, to where they can just have a language or a email written for them according to their target environment, right? Not only that, but the effects of AI on ransomware, especially in the darknet markets, is extremely high, right? Because people are learning how to prompt engineer specifically to make ransomware like better, right? Instead of using RSA 2048, it's AES 256 GCM with a PGP key RSA 4096 per victim, right?
Yeah,
So
build
there's
me a
so many
polymorphic
different things.
build me a polymorphic worm.
I mean, they don't even have to do that. They just say, oh, it's for adversary emulation. They use our
Oh yeah.
language, right, to social engineer the AIs. There's so many different things that is insane that you can do and modify. And then on top of that, voice cloning to do phishing. There's dude, there's so many different things. If I go into every single TTP that I know, we'd be here for like years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Matthew TV, we got one that says, how do you manage study in tech? I'm overwhelmed and I can't commit to one tool.
Studying tech.
What are you studying? I'm not
Yeah,
sure what the
give
whole
us some more
question is.
insights, Matthew TV. We want to learn more about, or feel free to request up if you want to.
How long are you going to go tonight, Nate?
Well,
It's 8:30.
well,
Well, dang.
typically I shut it down like 30 minutes ago, but tonight, wifey has baby girl, so let's keep rocking and rolling. We got a nice crowd here. Let's poke at a couple of things in 30 minutes to an hour.
Oh, Zoe asked if they can,
Yeah,
or
just
she
request
can
up.
come up.
Just request up, and I'll vet you out. Make sure your profile,
Come on down.
and then
And then not to mention, um, just click one of the boxes that say request, and you should be having that. But another thing too, with all these different websites and things using AI, that's another thing. They can do, invisible Unicode, or they can use, that stuff, invisible characters, um,
yeah, I just heard about that.
like a whole bunch of stuff. Exactly, it's a new thing to where they
Visible
can
characters. You
be.
mean like you mean like writing like white characters on
White
backgrounds
space.
or yeah. That's been
It's
around for a
using
while.
invisible Unicode, or I'm trying to see it because I have a POC that does that for prompt injection bug bounties. I gotta find it in here real quick.
I know for a while it's been around where people would they'd embed stuff into like emails, and instead of your text being
Hmm.
black, it's white, or the text is like
Zero
one,
width characters. There we go.
yeah, one font, zero width character, so it's all
Yep.
embedded in there, but nobody can see it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
It's
there.
they.
If you like zoomed in, 10,000 times, you'd see it, but
Yeah, it's All right, I got a question for you all, and who else? Let me see. Someone is requesting up. Um, how do you effectively communicate to a non-technical person of some of the security initiatives that's impacting their day-to-day work and changes that you have to make to their workflow?
for
Hmm?
me, I bring it to a personal. Like I try to for those that aren't technical, um, and we can say people aren't technical, but in this day and age, everybody uses a computer unless you're like 80 years old. Everybody's using a computer. Everybody has some type of
Hi.
technical something with them, right?
Hello.
So everybody has a bank account for the most part. Everybody's using a phone. So bring whatever you're trying to explain to them, bring it down to the level that they're at. So, hey, if the reason that we are implementing this MFA on our systems is so attackers have a harder way to get in. I like to when I talk about MFA to people, I like to explain um, multi-factor authentication as you driving to the store in your car. And when you go park your car, if you get out of your car, leave the door open, and leave the keys on, that's not MFA. You've just given everybody the keys and they can just drive off in your car. But if you take your
Hmm.
keys out, you shut the door, you roll up the windows, you lock the car, you know, you do everything you can, and then the car next to you is the one that has the door open and the keys are sitting on there, they're not going to take their car. They're not going to take your car. They're going to take the car next to you. They look for the easiest way in. So you do what you can. If somebody wanted to steal your car because they liked your car, they're going to break the window. They're going to hotwire. They're going to take it. It is what it is. No company, nobody's ever 100% secure. But what you do is you put your guardrails as much as you can on that company to make it harder so they will move on to the next one. That's how I try to explain it to people that look and go, all you're doing is you're putting this in place and you're making it harder for my job.
Mm.
I try not to make it harder for your job. There's a yin and a yang, right? There's that meter. I'm sure Nate knows about. There's that meter where that meter can go all the way to the left for security, and you can't get anything done. Operations is stagnant, or you can go all the way to the right, and operations get done, and there's no security. So you have to find that fine line of, are we going to be 50-50 or going to be 60-40? Where are we going to be at? How much security can we put in place that doesn't hinder operations for the company?
Culture.
That's our job.
Yes, and the
Yep.
culture, understanding the culture too, with all that people process
Yep.
technology. There's a lot of moving parts.
Hmm. Just to make sure you're make sure you're using Telnet instead of SSH if you want to be safe. No, I'm just kidding.
Tailscale is cool and everything, but I prefer NetBird or Nebula. Way more support for enterprise and a whole bunch of other stuff. I
Mm.
mean, Tailscale is cool though. Still,
May I ask a question, please?
What you got?
So I feel kind of burned today. So I went for my CompTIA A+, right? So I've been in computers fixing them for like 10 years, since like 2012, right? And I haven't done it in a enterprise environment or even like at a mom and pop like shop fixing anything. So I've just been working on my machine, doing stuff with like at home labs. And like I was studying for at least like 3 months. And when I took the test, it literally had nothing that I studied on it. Like everything, like it barely touched virtualization and hypervisors, barely touched anything on UDP protocols or even like port numbers or like anything. It was the strangest thing I've ever seen. And like when they were answering, sorry, not when they're answering, when they gave me like prompts on it, like they would give you a picture and have like 4 different, like this was about printers. Like I've never touched a printer other than like maybe once in my lifetime, but like I was reading up on the documentation for like the scanners and the what's it called, the like the rollers and cartridges and everything that needs to be done. And like it was like I just feel like I got scammed, to be honest, because like it didn't make any sense. Like none of the stuff I was reading made any sense, because maybe it was me and how I was reading it, but like I couldn't even like actually like speak out loud to myself. Like I feel, because I did the on view, and like it was just kind of weird, because I would the link that my friend gave me, so he does pen testing for the government and everything. It's very smart, but like I feel like the guide he gave me, even the Professor Messer stuff, like barely touched it. Like it was so strange.
Mm-hmm. A? Did you say A
So you
plus
said
or?
your whole test was basically over virtualization, is what you're saying?
No, I said it barely touched like anything
Oh,
about virtualization, using like VID, or even like it barely touched like anything about like the actual physical computer. Like they had this like weird thing on it, and it was like it get like one of the scenarios. It was like computer, right? So they gave you the RAM, they gave you the graphics card, they gave you the CPU, the drives, and everything, and you had to basically calculate to make sure that the computer was up to spec, that it could run everything, right? And it was the strangest question I've ever seen in my life. And it was like, okay, with all this thing, blah blah blah, what was wrong with the computer? And I'm like, well, it was like a 750 watt power supply, and everything underneath it was perfectly fine. And it was like, oh, do we just like it was so strange. It was like, oh, do we just like underclock the voltage so that we have enough like wattage? And I'm like, what? You know what I mean? Like it was like, I don't know, because like it used like, I don't know, maybe it's me because like I can build a computer and it's perfectly fine, but like usually like I pick out the parts and I know what I'm doing, but like you give this like weird, strange. It was just very strange, like super strange. I did not like it.
I'm gonna ask. I'm gonna ask M to come up and talk about it if they can, just because I've been hearing that too. You said A+, right?
Yeah, like it was so I'm sorry, I didn't mean to swear, but like it was so strange. Like I'm not stupid, and like the questions they were asking didn't even really make any sense. And like they barely touched like security and like security methods and everything, but like they literally had me like open up a prompt to release an IP config to like it was weird. It almost felt like I was doing a net plus security, because they were like, oh well, we have what was it, the default gateway, right? Like 255 255 250 whatever, and then like you would get like two servers going to the router, the switch, and then you have two PCs, and then obviously you're gonna have to match everything up to make it work. But like I barely touched or even seen any of that in the Professor Master study
sure
guide.
They gave you the right test?
Yes.
No, this is not the first time I've heard that. I've never taken the A+.
Me either.
It was
I never took the A+.
stupid strange. When?
Yeah, it was like 2014.
Yeah, see that's like I guess the study guide I had. I mean it. I don't know. It's strange. It's very strange. I feel like I want my money back. Go buy more RAM or something.
Yeah.
Understandable.
That's interesting. So you think you're gonna retake it, or you think that you may transition to a different cert?
I don't know. I love physically getting in the computers and fixing them. That's what I love to do. And like even if I have to do like a network server rack and like, you know, finding the ports that are bad and all that kind of stuff and switching out the stuff, that's just pretty much like it's pretty easy, right? But it's just like I don't know if it'll be the exact same test or it'll be just as bad but with different questions. And that's what I'm scared of, because that's another like 260 down the drain. You know what I mean? So I like for the minimum passing grade was like 675 and I got a 615.
Well, after you take it, doesn't it give you a kind of like breakdown of, hey, here's where the areas or knowledge domains that you did strongly in, and here are the ones that you did weakest in, and basically use those as your guide?
So at the end it was giving like a review list, but I couldn't even actually press on it because like I had like a minute left and I was like, okay, now what? You know what I mean? So it was just like very strange the whole time. The whole thing was just very strange to me.
Yeah, you should be able to get a copy of that. Even, you know, if you log into your CompTIA portal, you should be able to get that breakdown. And then, you know, study from the official book, right? Those domains.
I don't know. It's just like it just like I don't know. Like I know a lot of people are saying, oh, just learn the A+ stuff, right? And then just go to Network Plus or Security Plus. Because I'm like, I mean, you could technically do that, but then like, I don't know. I just hear that there's a lot of people in these spaces who don't even have certs and they're getting like 60, 70K, like, you know, salaries. And it's like, okay, so I might as well get my cert and, you know, show them I can do it. And it's just like,
Those
Uh,
that are making the 60, 70K are usually going to be people that are just starting in help desk or technicians and so forth. And a lot of those people um, don't necessarily need a cert to start at those levels. Those are going to be entry levels, and
Yeah.
most of those levels are going to be you're going to have somebody that is probably going to mirror you for 6 months to give you or to make sure that you know what you can do, know what you're doing, understand the company, understand, how you're creating your images and things like that, and
Hmm.
then you're off and running. I mean, I've never worked with anybody that had an A plus.
Okay. I don't know. I'm feeling kind of bummed. That's all.
yeah, that makes sense. But does CompTIA, and I don't have any CompTIA search, but does CompTIA have like ISACA has a database test and answers and questions database that you can pay for? Does CompTIA have something similar to that they officially release?
Yeah, they do. I know they do for Sec Plus and Net Plus. I would assume they got something for A plus. Because I know
See,
people that have gone out and purchased the Sec Plus guides, and they do that stuff like on YouTube or TikTok or
if
whatever platform they're on. They'll help people out by doing that. I mean, Professor Messer does. I just got his stuff on there.
hmm well, it was like I bought the voucher for 260, but there was like a ultimate like learning plan for like 500 some odd dollars or more, and I didn't buy that because I think that came with the study guide and whatnot, and like 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 uh,
How
Yeah,
do you study?
M
uh,
said it right too. Jason Dion is another one.
yeah, I kept seeing that, and I'm like, I didn't like get to look at the Jason Dion testing things, and but for studying it's just like I'll watch a Professor Messer guide, and like if it's something I don't already know, I'll like literally type out what he's saying or like trying to make it make sense in my head. Like for the RAID configurations, like 0 mirroring, and then the other ones are like 5, and like how it works. They had some of that on the test, and like it was the strangest thing. It like they literally had like a picture of a server rack in I think it was in mirroring mode. Uh and it was like, oh well, you have like they're all 8 terabyte drives. Their RPMs like 7,200 RPMs, and like say drive 3 goes out. How do you replace it and make sure that there's no like bottleneck in the system? I'm like, oh duh, obviously it needs to all be the same RPM, you know what I mean, and it has the same hard drive space if possible. And like I've seen like writing on things. I think it was like a European, it was like RKMs or like or TKMs or something, like it was just, I don't know.
I
RPMs.
No, not the rotation per minute, but I think it was for something else. Like it was like some weird abbreviation like TKM or something for the RPMs, but like it was just like, I don't know.
I like what Cyber Unk was saying over there, like your learning style. Like that's one question, and then the other question is um, the practice test.
Hmm.
How what practice tests did you leverage, and how well did you do with those?
Actually, let me go on the website real quick because my friend gave me this stuff, but it must have been stuff that he used like when he was in college, like ages ago. Let me see.
Yeah, I heard that some folks definitely leverage Professor Messer's practice tests. Is what I've been hearing, and those are helpful.
Let me see. Do, 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 do.
Yeah, I'm like M. Don't listen to that guy, no more. Like it's just dated material. It sounds like
Mm,
dated material, and that's. I mean, at the time it was useful.
yeah.
M's over here using Reddit. He's probably using Delp off of Reddit.
You leave that boy alone. only only the smart people go on Reddit, right?
Man, we have we got some high name people in here. We had A, now we got M.
Well, it's being
Um,
looked up. I wanted to just kind of circle back to the question, Nate, that you asked about. What was it? Explaining. Hey, we need these security controls, or we might need to change in your workflow.
Yes.
Um, that's why I joined up,
Oh,
or that's why I hopped on to
let me
answer that or give my 2 cents.
let me re-ask the question for folks that missed it. So the question is, and you can drop your information in the chat as well. How do you if you have a non-technical person, non-technical, zero technology, they don't touch it, they hate it. How do you explain to them and how do you interface with them and let them know about a policy or some change that's a security initiative that's going to impact their daily workflow and processes? What you got?
So like where possible, like, and I get this from I work for this company, and they were trying to get people to they were trying to get people to pay like Medicare what it was owed instead of like trying to rip them off. And like the whole thing around it was there was this law where if you tried to like rip off the Medicare system, you would get in trouble. Only there wasn't any like teeth to it. Like
No.
there wasn't anything to get people to actually like you couldn't actually be penalized for it. So they came up with a penalty, and then they lobbied Congress, and it's like, hey, we can use the money that we gain from if you guys actually start, dinging people on these violations to pay for this like child related, thing that was important that they could use to get their the people that vote for them to be more in favor, right? Or to be more in favor with the people that vote for them. And what do you know? Like 2 years after they like introduced it, it got like passed, and now it's a law and all this stuff. And that was really interesting to me, because it's like, if you're going to bundle these kind of penalties or whatever, like if you can bundle them with something that people are wanting, or something that people need, right? What do people want? They want to make more money. They want to do things faster. They want to, they want something. If you can tie it to something that they want or need, it makes it easier to swallow, right? I saw this video today. It was people feeding their dogs their medicine, and they're putting the medicine, the little pills or whatever, on peanut butter and crackers, like all this kind of stuff. You gotta put the medicine in the peanut butter before you
That
give it to
does
the
sound
dog.
good
yeah,
though.
that's how you're gonna get me. I
Peanut
love
butter
peanut
on
butter.
crackers.
I'll suck
I
that thing
was,
to a straw.
dude, you're making me hungry now. That's messed up. I'm gonna
So
go grab something to eat.
Oh,
what
I found
Cyberpunk
the
just said,
website.
basically what Cyberpunk just said can be summed up in 3 letters. ROI.
Exactly.
Return on investment.
I
That's
call
funny.
it
Mm.
I call it the bad news burger.
I'm dead. But it was from examcompass.com.
Yeah, I see Exam
Never heard
Yeah.
of it.
Compass.
Yeah, it had everything from it has everything from practice. It has 22 practice tests with 8 additional exam acronym testing, and it touches everything from mobile device hardware servicing all the way to, well, what's the last one? Printer troubleshooting, networking, display devices, storage, and like I literally had everything on here, and I was passing everything with like 80s and 90s, sometimes 70s, and
Okay.
it's just like almost none of it really applied to what I was learning. Like I was learning too deeply, I guess. Yes, it's free.
Free.
Bellicium, I guess. Yeah, it's free.
I'm scared of free. I ain't gonna lie.
Especially when it comes to taking tests.
And I heard about
Yeah.
that A+ is
And
difficult.
free usually costs a lot more in the long run.
All right. So I think that you should retake it, but I think that you should leverage some different resources. And I think that you should give it a good whack and for connect with someone who recently passed and understand what practice tests that they have been leveraging and see if you can get those.
Okay. Do you have a Discord where we can like have people like leverage that knowledge and all that kind of stuff? Like,
Yeah, there's some stuff out there. There's some like the person I would direct you to is Phil.
like PHIL?
PHIL. Phil is the man when it comes to that A plus. He just he's big in CompTIA.
Is this like someone on TikTok or
Yeah,
is it
he's
like a
TikToker.
YouTube thing?
Yeah, he's big on TikTok.
Okay. Could you
Yeah, I'll drop.
like? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'll send you something. Let me see.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yep, all good.
Just make sure that link is 443, please.
No, I got you. It'll be within the TikTok app.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh,
I don't know.
Great question. Great questions.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be 443, but it'll end with onion.
Oh man. No, just be a little
about to
bit
give me a Tor link.
with homoglyphs or anything like that. You know what I mean. You know, some Cyrillic in there, a Cyrillic A instead of a Latin A. You know, you'll be all right.
Yeah. Oh man.
I like it. We need more of it. Folks, Zoe came up here and shared some stuff that some blockers that are in the way, and I think that after chatting and working through a couple of things, it's some of these blockers can be worked on. We can work through this. I'm gonna follow you, Zoe. Good stuff.
Thank you. I actually saw your live the other day and I was like, yes, this is what I love about like real like gems you find on like the internet, because we know how TikTok is just full of garbage. So like I was so surprised to see this.
Yeah, I've been going live since December 20th something, and I've been live every single day. And I spend at least an hour every day going live. It's been a great time learning about the community. There are some things that I would say are what have been a hurdle. The one big hurdle I ran into was some of the. So I let folks come up. I don't know who's coming up. I don't even know what they're gonna say, and that can be a double-edged sword. Someone could come up and
unfortunately
deliver fantastic information, like great information, but also someone could solicit folks and then position their services, and it's just one of those things that you have to look out for. We all have to stay, let's say, vigilant. Probably the best word.
What Nate's saying is he wishes he had a green room.
Yeah.
He said, I'm sorry, we gotta stay contained like a sandbox environment, you know?
Yeah. But it's hard because the reality is that some of these conversations that we're having, they're, how do you break into cybersecurity? Like it's people do it. People do it. And like you said, when you came up, like they didn't take the A plus, but yet they're scoring those 60 plus, 70 plus $1,000 jobs. And more than that, I've seen over 100K, and it depends on a lot of different things. Like, just because someone did it doesn't mean that everyone can do it. And also just because someone did it, what were the other factors surrounding that scenario? So it's a lot to unpack, and it's a lot to detangle. And my whole goal in all this was to try and slow the conversation down. But a lot of the answers that we deliver, since it's a platform, since there's like multiple people here, we have to kind of cover our bases and deliver the mainstream answer, when in reality, folks need custom tailored answers for their custom questions. And it's hard. It's hard.
Yeah.
I mean, and then on top of that, you just got to figure out what somebody wants to do, because not everybody wants to get into they may want to get into cyber, but
Mm,
there's so many different versions of cyber, right? So
mhm,
there's red team, there's blue team, there's purple team, there's CTI, there's GRC, there's DFIR, there's netadmin, sysadmin, so on and so forth. So it's like, that I'm going off of your point, Nate. It's a lot harder to, how do I say this? Like
Decipher what
tailor
somebody
that.
wants. Yeah.
Exactly. Unless they specifically say, "Oh yeah, I'm trying to do this. Can you give me a play-by-play on like what's your most recommended thing?" I mean, my generic answer, the answer that I always give out is make sure you have a GitHub full of tools, tactics, write-ups, evidence that you know what you're doing, and just have a complete repository, or however you pronounce that, um, of everything that you know in regards to such, and put on your resume, show what you're doing.
mhm,
If you're trying to do red team, make sure you have custom tooling. If you're trying to do adversary emulation by creating malware, make sure you have malware samples, right? Or Yara rules. If you're trying to do DFIR, decompile and reverse engineer malware samples from VX Underground. There's so many different things that you could do, or VK Underground. I always get those two
It's
letters
VA.
mixed
Yeah,
up.
VX. It's VX. Yeah, they're
Okay, I
right.
got it right, correct. Yeah. I mean, I'm the same way with KeyPass XC or CX. I always get those two mixed up. Dyslexia, my dude. But dyslexia and autism, the killer. But nonetheless, there's so many different things that you can do to get into it that, having this wide, how do I break into cyber it's too broad of a question, because somebody may ask that, and I may tailor advice toward a red team environment when in reality they're trying to be blue team, or they're just trying to be a SOC analyst, so I think there needs to be a lot more personalization for advice, at least, or
Yeah.
like some mentors or whatever.
mm.
Fire, 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 fire. All right, y'all. I think we are coming to. I feel myself losing some juice. And if you see me
I've
go
been
live,
yawning the whole time.
nice. It's Friday. It's Friday, so I'm glad that we were able to connect. And I earlier today I was been like randomly going live on these pop ups. So if you see me in a pop up, feel free to say what's up. Come through, check me out. Also, next week is gonna be jumping. Starting tomorrow, really, we got DevSecOps, um, and let me just run through the list real quick. And if y'all want to say something about these different topics, feel free. Tomorrow's DevSecOps Part 2. We already did a Part 1. Sunday, we have DEI in engineering. Monday is SOC analyst. We got Cyber John coming through. Tuesday, we got Gladys coming through to talk about communities within cybersecurity and the importance of those. Thursday, we got Alex coming back on Part 2 on IT advice. Friday, we got someone coming through, and he's going to be talking about some of the modern ways that folks are breaking into cybersecurity. I'm going to leave that one as a secret name. Saturday, we got Phil coming through that I mentioned earlier. Saturday, he'll be here. And then the following week, there's more. I'm not gonna stop. I can't stop. I got a problem. No, I'm just playing. I
What's up, man?
love to bring the guests through. I love to interface. I love to give people an opportunity to connect with these guests. And my goal is to deep dive deeper into the LinkedIn world and start yanking in some of these folks that are non-TikTokers, but fantastic on LinkedIn. Incredible guests that are gonna. I'm actually gonna stop engaging TikTok folks for a while and only engage LinkedIn folks, just to give you a different flavor. What y'all think?
Mm.
Well, dang.
Good
I'm not
luck
on
with
LinkedIn.
LinkedIn because LinkedIn
Yeah,
is a
yeah.
beast. It's hard to get a lot of stuff going on LinkedIn.
Oh, I'm having great success. I have a
Did
network.
Yeah, I
you?
was gonna say, is that true?
Yeah, I have a
Going
network.
live, yeah. I mean, having networks and having tons of people on there and connected to people is one thing. It's another thing going live and actually getting views and stuff on LinkedIn is what I'm getting at.
Oh, streaming. I'm okay. I'm like, what do you mean? I thought you're gonna like, how are you gonna pull somebody off of
That's
LinkedIn?
that's fair. I think that's fair. But to address it, the 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 unique thing that we're bringing to this equation is that mm, TikTok is where the action happens. Like imagine I get a LinkedIn, a big LinkedIn person to come through, and they're like, I don't do TikTok. Okay, cool. We could. That's fine. We could still make it happen. You all will still join as normal, and you will be able to see this individual, and you will be able to also engage with the individual by asking questions like normal. So
Yeah.
we're going to interconnect the worlds and keep it real tight. So I agree that if you look at the different stream, you don't go to LinkedIn and go stream, watch people stream. You just
No.
don't.
Well, that's what I would say, Nate. One thing when it comes to streaming um, is, and this happened like during COVID where everybody was streaming. A lot of people were Twitch wise. We had a huge, massive following, and lots of not necessarily cyber, but just IT people on Twitch
Nice.
during COVID and doing a lot on Twitch. Now, once everybody started going back to work, a lot of that got moved over to YouTube because you saw a lot of the stuff with Twitch going back to being gamers and all kinds of that stuff, and a lot of
Mm.
quote unquote professionals moved over to Twitch or moved over to YouTube to do a lot of their stuff. YouTube streaming isn't as great as Twitch was, but just like you've popped up here on TikTok. You're starting to see a lot more people in this realm come up on TikTok, and just because they can hit that go live button and be in front of 10, 20 people, grow their
Mhm.
platform and get bigger. It what I would my advice, and you don't have to take it for what it's worth, is try and grow one platform. You can go live on all of them, but grow one platform
Yeah.
to reach the masses.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
I like that.
It's hard. It's hard. But I mean, and like you
Terrible
said,
advice. Totally
you've
not
got
hard. Not with AI. Not in
he's a shell.
2026.
He's a shell.
you've got you've got I mean we've got tons and tons of people on LinkedIn, like you said, and a lot of the professionals that I think I put it in earlier. A lot of those professionals don't jump on the TikTok thing because they thought, oh, Chinese spies, da da da. Which
Hmm.
give them their props. It was, but guess what? A lot of that stuff has moved and is now under Oracle in the United States. They've even changed policies and stuff, so it's
I
not
don't trust
what they used to be.
Oracle any more than China at this point, though. But
Oh
Larry
no,
Ellison
it's yeah. I mean, it's within
isn't the
the
best.
boundaries of the United States, right?
In the NSA and Palantir, but
Yeah.
that's a more
Yeah, yeah.
conversation.
You gotta
So,
just say a three-letter acronyms. You can't actually say them or they start buzzing. You start getting some
really?
I'll start getting notifications like if
That's
oh
crazy.
yeah. Oh yeah. TikTok is you have to have TikTok friendly
You can't
language.
say anything on here.
You just have to use the TikTok friendly version of it.
I gotta remember every company has a NASDAQ ticker.
PAL, PAL.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna call it PAL from now on.
What's our
Yeah,
book?
yeah.
1984.
Exact. It is 1984.
Yep.
George Orwell was scarily
George
correct.
Orwell.
I'm scared.
All right, y'all.
All right.
Great live. Love it, love it, love it. I will see you all next time, and feel free to pop in as you can. DJ BSEC, thanks for coming through and showing some love. Cyber Unk, always appreciate you. Zoe, you're welcome back. Meow,
Yes, thank you for having me.
always appreciate you, bro, coming through. Love the knowledge that you drop. I see multiple people over there in the chats. Angelique, I see you over there. Good stuff over there, dropping a lot of good information in the chat. Tech with Leo,
Real
welcome
quick,
in. What you got?
Matthew TV is asking how he can access your LinkedIn lives. If you just go and follow Nate over there, then you can set that up just like you do on any other platform.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, the
It
way
doesn't
that
have a link tree?
no, I don't have a link tree.
Oh, okay, okay.
The way that I have LinkedIn connected is like not through a true integration. So
Mm,
it doesn't do quite the what it's supposed to do. Like there's some
mm-hmm.
I'm using Streamlabs and there's some other streaming software that has a deep integration and it works like seamlessly. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna work with what I have, and So yes, you could go to my page, Nate Butler Explains, and just scroll down. You'll see posts, and then you'll see this live. If you want to find it on LinkedIn, share it out, do whatever you want to do.
So, how do we like support you as fans? Like if you don't have a link tree, like how am I supposed to like buy your bath water?
So
All bad.
no. So you wanna the way that you can support is getting your daily heart me if you are able to. That it's a
Mm-hmm.
monetary thing to do that, and
Yeah.
some people are
Yeah.
not in a position to do that, and I respect that.
Mm-hmm.
But if you are, to get in your daily heart me when you show up, and then not only that, claim those points after you get that daily heart me. And it's at the top of the screen. You get your daily heart me, and then you tap the same button, and you claim your points. That gives you engagement points. So if you are also a content creator on this app, that helps TikTok show that you are active. Tapping is our micro engagement points. Those are super helpful. And then if you wanted to gift, the only gifts I would say have really helps are those Go Populars. The Go Populars not only give me a point for a coin, but it also helps push
That's
this
the
out.
algorithm.
It tells the algorithm like, hey, you need to push this out to more and more people, and that is what we want. That is what I want. And but what I would prefer right now is to focus on who's in the room, answering questions, bridging the gap between the folks who are established and then emerging in the space. I love when we have this dynamic because we have a lot of noise out there, and we have a lot of people who've been there, done that, and they're oftentimes. I see you over there, Cry One. They're oftentimes in a situation where they're ready to give the information, but the folks who are emerging have to come do a little bit of effort to meet them. They have to raise their hand. You have to be vulnerable.
Mm-hmm.
You have to say, I don't know. You have to do what Zoe did and just be like, yeah, I'm
Fail.
perturbed.
Sorry.
Because you are trying to accomplish certain goals, and there's hurdles in your way. Look at who showed up. What's up, Phil? What's up, bro?
It was the man, the myth.
The man. If you could come up real quick, I'm about to shut down the live, but I have a quick question to ask you, bro. If you can come up, we just want to interface real quick. What's up, man?
Nate?
What's up, man? What's up? Hey, real quick, we're about to shut it down, bro. Top pro tips on passing the A+ exam.
Oh, my favorite cert. But yeah, the A+ is really just Professor Messer on YouTube, that whole playlist. Udemy, Jason Dion, also his whole playlist. And if you're really like new to tech, there is this one book on Amazon. I forgot who it's from, but the CompTIA A+ Study Guide. If you want to go through that whole book, it'll definitely help.
What about
But Professor Messer and Jason Dion might be enough. But if you're brand new, go on Amazon, look at CompTIA A+. Whatever the bestseller is, I think it's like $40. It's like 1,000 pages, and it covers that whole exam perfectly.
who has the best practice test?
Jason Dion on Udemy.
All right, there it is.
Okay. Thank
Yeah,
you.
it's pretty similar to the actual exam. Like the way he like forms the questions, it's pretty similar to the actual exam. So yeah.
That's it, y'all. We're going to end it there. Thank you so much, Phil. Always great to see you. Future guests coming through. I've been waiting a long time to get you, bro. I'm so glad that we can get you and get your time and availability aligned properly. So everyone, have a great, safe rest of your Friday.